A Greyhound passenger left in the middle of nowhere without her luggage sees things go from bad to worse.
My deceased little sister's ashes were in that suitcase too.
A disappointing response from Greyhound and how Fox 17 News made it right.
A wooden cross stands where a 10-year-old Clarksville boy lost his life in a deadly tornado.
I want to save every mother, father, sister, brother from feeling this, from going through this.
How his mother is making sure his legacy lives on.
Plus, a woman who relies on WeGo buses says she worries she won't make it home to her children. Her message to the mayor tonight. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
Phyllis, I have some good news for you.
What's the good news?
Continuing coverage tonight as Fox 17 News continues to go to bat for Greyhound passengers with horror stories.
Well, tonight we speak with a passenger after the bus line lost her sister's ashes. Greyhound could not help her find them, so Fox 17 News stepped in.
Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller's been tracking rider issues like this for weeks, and she has positive results to tell us about tonight.
Yes, that's right, Scott. Well, this is the most rewarding part of my job. This is Phyllis Darnell and her sister Judy, who has now passed. They were very close, so when Darnell lost her sister's urn, she felt like she lost her sister all over again. And that's why Fox 17 News stepped in. Phyllis Darnell was taking a Greyhound from Tampa, Florida to Olympia, Washington to bury her sister's ashes.
I was bringing my sister's ashes to Mount Rainier for burial there. She always wanted to see the mountains.
99 hours spent on a Greyhound after being stranded in El Paso, Texas, and losing her sister's ashes. She finally arrived in Olympia, Washington, Monday, absolutely devastated.
I'm gonna go up there and have some kind of memorial for her. I really would love her ashes back so I could actually put her there.
So how did this happen? Darnell says they made a stop in El Paso, and the bus driver said they had until 7:30 in the morning to take a break at the rest stop. But she came out at 7:10 and says the bus was gone.
Oh, I've lost everything. I literally arrived with clothes on my back.
Darnell called and emailed the Greyhound bag locator department, and they say, "We're sorry to hear you misplaced a bag or another item while traveling with Greyhound. While Greyhound expressly disclaims liability for your lost baggage, we're happy to see if anyone turned your items into lost and found located at our stations." Well, Fox 17 News put more pressure on Greyhound to help find her luggage, and they responded within an hour, saying their team in LA has a bag with the same name on it. We then called Darnell with the good news. Phyllis, I have some good news for you.
What's the good news?
Guess what? They just sent me a photo of your luggage in Los Angeles. They found your luggage. After confirming the photo of the bag with Darnell.
Yeah, that's it. That's my bag. Thank you, Caitlin.
Oh, you're so welcome. How does it make you?
Thank you. Oh, it makes me feel great. I get my little sister back.
So now Darnell gets to take her sister's ashes to Mount Rainier and bury her.
Oh, you don't know how grateful I am for you.
Oh, good. Well, that's what makes our job a lot more meaningful. And this conversation still makes me smile. This story really does make my heart so happy. Darnell also has lung cancer and has her medication and breathing tube in this luggage right next to me that Greyhound is now sending to her address. And this is really why we fight so hard for passengers like Darnell. So please keep sending us your stories and we will do our best to get our answers for you. Reporting live from in studio, I'm Caitlin Miller, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
To see all of our conversation with Phyllis Darnell and hear from other passengers experiencing problems traveling with Greyhound, go to our Fox Nashville YouTube channel.
Hope that they can get better, faster, safer.
New tonight, bus passengers raise more concerns about violent crime on WeGo buses and at WeGo stops. Now this, as Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell is promising to improve safety. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live downtown at WeGo Central, the bus station near the Capitol, with more on the call to improve safety and security.
Scott, thousands of bus riders come through this station. A rider I spoke with says after witnessing a deadly shooting and a variety of violent crimes, she wants change fast. Single mom Jamie Daughtry takes the bus daily, relying on WeGo to go to work and to pick her kids up from school. Do you ever feel unsafe on the bus for you or your children?
All the time. Yes, ma'am. There's fights.
Metro Police say a fight last week at the WeGo Central bus station led to a teen's death. Daughtry witnessed the deadly shooting.
They had caution tape and everything.
The moment reinforcing the real danger of riding these buses.
You have other children, my safety of myself, not being able to go home to my children.
Tuesday, Mayor Freddie O'Connell addressed safety concerns following stabbings and shootings. We've shown you on Fox 17 News. He says they are working on a comprehensive report to improve WeGo security.
We have talked to both Steve Bland, CEO of WeGo, and Chief Drake at MMPD about how we would dedicate some of the funding to personnel and technology.
Critics say this is reactionary and not proactive.
Where have they been? You know, safety was raised during the campaign to expand the transit plan, the what we now know as the tax referendum, and that issue came up a lot, and it's been a problem for a while.
Former Councilwoman Emily Evans has been against the mayor's Choose How You Move plan. It would expand the bus services and make them 24/7.
When you run something 24/7, 365, you have got to secure it.
Evans and other riders say it can't wait.
I think if the faster he gets it done, safer for my kids.
The mayor's office says they're hoping to have the comprehensive report done by the end of this year. Neither WeGo or the mayor's office have responded to our follow-up questions. Reporting live in downtown, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Fox 17 News has been pressing the mayor and other city leaders about safety at WeGo bus stops and on the buses themselves for months now. You can see our previous reporting on our website, fox17.com.
Have you had any word of any of these members here in Nashville?
In Operation Crime and Justice, Fox 17 News pressing Nashville's mayor about a growing gang threat in Tennessee's bigger cities. It comes shortly after the arrest of Trende Aragua, gang member in Chattanooga. Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker has been tracking the story for over a week. She has the latest.
People are asking me where this gang is the most active or saturated. It's a topic that I've covered for weeks now, but I've really struggled to get clear answers from local leaders and the TBI.
They're back in all of our major cities.
TBI Director David Roush made a shocking announcement earlier this month warning Tennessee communities of a growing threat from a South American gang in major cities. Have you had any word of any of these members here in Nashville?
What I will say is Chief Drake has advised us, even before the TBI report, we knew that they were active in Tennessee. The Metro Nashville Police Department has a very active and successful gang unit, and they have continually monitored that activity. Mayor
Freddie O'Connell says his office will continue to count on MMPD for intelligence and high-profile arrests. That's thanks to a strong collaboration with the U.S. Attorney's Office. But right now, you haven't heard of any sightings or arrests?
Right now, I'm not aware. I will say it this way. I know that MMPD is aware of their presence in Tennessee, and they're monitoring what the situation looks like in Nashville.
We asked Metro Police if they've witnessed this gang in Nashville or have made any related arrests. A spokesperson with MMPD did not go into specifics, saying they are well aware of TDA and MMPD has a heightened awareness.
We've got to bring this to an end.
Pushing for action, Fox 17 News spoke with U.S. Senator Bill Hagerty this morning after TBI's Chattanooga arrest of Adelvis Rodriguez Carmona.
It is deeply concerning. I've met with the leader of TBI, Director Roush, has gone through this with me. Basically, Venezuela has unloaded their jails. Their crime operations have moved not only into other countries in Latin America, they're coming into America right now.
For my extensive coverage on this issue, we have this both on our website, fox17.com, and our YouTube page, Fox Nashville, and I'll continue to work until we get answers. For now, reporting in Nashville, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, as we head into the overnight hours here, patchy frost does appear possible for a lot of places. In the city centers, I think we may get by just barely without that frost, but I'd go ahead and bring anything that is susceptible to a frost here. A lot of places, though, outside of city centers could be near that freezing mark with a pretty chilly night ahead. We're already looking at low temperatures at the moment. These are current. 41 in Nashville, upper 30s for Clarksville, Linden, and Lawrenceburg in the mid to upper 30s and mid 30s as we head towards Crossville. So really going to be looking at a cold night ahead with a little bit of cloud cover, high cloud cover moving in overnight. Frost even here in Nashville is possible after 3 a.m. all the way through the early morning hours. We'll talk more about a big cool down headed our way and Thanksgiving travel coming up.
Thank you, Katie. Also ahead, a Clarksville boy loses his life in a tornado. How his mother is keeping his memory alive while trying to help other families.
And a season of safety, what you'll see at mid-state shopping centers. Well, it's been nearly a year since a deadly tornado outbreak swept through the mid-state, taking more than half a dozen lives.
10-year-old boy up in Clarksville, Arlen Cody, is among those who were killed. New tonight, his mother is opening up for the very first time to Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino about what she's doing to keep other families from knowing this same heartbreak.
Arlen was probably the biggest personality in the household. He knew everything about everything.
Especially about the Lakers.
They found all of his jerseys, except for he had a pair of Lakers shoes, and they only found one of those.
After December 9th of 2023, Kat Burnham found out a lot about her 10-year-old son that she didn't know before.
He would stand on his desk and pretend he was a monkey to make his classmates laugh.
And if Arlen had gotten in trouble at school, it was for a reason he never told his mom.
He would stick up for other kids who were being bullied. To hear that really the story is he was protecting somebody else.
It's a kind of compassion and strength during the most difficult moments, special to Arlen.
It's tornado on the ground right in front of us. Clarksville, you guys need to be in your shelter.
I had just a horrible feeling.
This is going to stick around with us for another 30 minutes, this tornado warning.
As Kat was boarding a plane home, a severe weather alert for Clarksville flashed across her cell. She called Arlen and his 13-year-old sister Ella, who were home alone. Arlen tried to lighten the situation, comforting his mother.
And I remember Arlen specifically telling me that I was being dramatic and that everything was going to be okay.
But a 150-mile-an-hour tornado raged through the family's house. Arlen and his sister Ella held tightly to one another in a closet.
She lost her best friend. In a lot of ways, I think that Ella is sadder than I am.
When Kat landed, she desperately tried calling her children. She reached her husband, Kyle, instead, who had rushed home.
He just kept talking about Ella, and I knew something was wrong.
The next words, the most painful possible a parent could hear.
I screamed. I remember that. The lady on the plane next to me grabbed me and held on to me.
After the tornado, Arlen was moved to a neighbor's home so Kat could hold her son and tell him one more time.
Just that I loved him.
Friends and neighbors left messages for Arlen on a wooden cross that someone placed where his home once stood.
And I would come here sometimes at night and I'd sit at the cross and I would cry and scream because it's awful.
Arlen's touch would soon reach his mother again. A neighbor sifting through the wreckage found this Mother's Day poem that Arlen had written the year before, unscathed.
You turn bad things into good things.
It was Arlen showing his mother how to move forward.
I want to save every mother, father, sister, brother from feeling this, from going through this.
It's why Kat agreed to open up about the loss of her child and any sense of security she had.
I probably told Kyle, probably 1,000 times that I wanted to leave, I never wanted to come back.
and why she chose to rebuild her family's home in the same spot.
Even during the building process, I always felt like he was here.
Arlen and an entire community helped his family find peace again. A GoFundMe enabled them to build a new house with 2 indoor below-ground tornado shelters.
It just looks like a little room.
The walls and ceiling are made of concrete that can withstand an EF4 tornado packing 170-mile-an-hour winds, with Arlen, of course, watching over.
I can't imagine being anywhere else because this is where my kid is.
Huge power flashes.
Kat wants more Tennesseans to consider storm shelters as forecasters are tracking an increasing number of tornadoes shifting east.
My kids were in the closet doing everything that they absolutely could, and I still lost my son.
Arlen is one of 7 victims killed in Middle Tennessee's December 9th outbreak.
Without you, I would not get through anything. From Arlen to the best mom in the world.
A world that this mom, with her son, are working to make safer by sharing their story, the same one of compassion and strength during the most difficult times, special to Arlen.
On Monday, kids across the Clarksville School District will be wearing Arlen's colors, purple and gold, the colors of the Lakers, to honor him. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, let's take a look at what we can expect as we head into Thanksgiving travel Wednesday. A very busy day for us. And the good news is I don't see severe weather, thankfully, to be a big problem. It'll just be a rainy day for us here. Live look in Springfield, pretty quiet night. And again, heading into Wednesday, we will be looking at the potential for some rain showers. Now, there is a very small stray thunderstorm chance, strong thunderstorm chance in Alabama. So if you are heading south, just keep that in mind. Not going to be a large threat, but a low impact event here. So really for us, it's just going to be pockets of rain, a couple rumbles of thunder as we head through the evening hours and into the overnight. That'll continue through Thursday morning. As we get into the first half of the day, we'll have a few of these light showers linger, but most of the more impactful rain will be east of us. So Wednesday, temperature around 50 degrees at 10 o'clock. We're up to about 58 with cloudy skies as we go through the afternoon hours. As we take a look Tuesday night into early Wednesday here, we've got some of this high cloud cover that'll be around. Still, I think that we will be looking at some patchy frost, especially along in south of 40. Along with that, maybe a little bit of fog developing for us. The showers arrive later in the evening after about 5, 6 o'clock here. A few light rain showers, a little bit better chance of rain as we head into the evening. So the good news is a lot of people won't be on the roadways in the overnight time period, late night, overnight. But still, if you are going to be out, just keep that in mind that a couple of these pockets could contain some heavy rain and maybe a brief gust of wind up to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour. Heading into Thursday night, or Thursday morning, I should say, a few lingering showers. This is at 8 o'clock. Clouds linger through the afternoon, but will slowly clear as we head into the afternoon and the early evening hours. Overall, temperatures look to stay quite chilly for us over the next couple of days. In fact, it'll be a good week. So tomorrow will be the warmest day that we see before we get into Thanksgiving, and then beyond that, looking at a big cool down headed our way. Just for perspective, our average is in the upper 50s this time of year, and we're going to be nowhere near that as we head into the weekend. Thanksgiving, again, looking at 46 here, 9 o'clock in the morning, up to about 48 by 12 noon. We'll have a look at more on this cold snap moving in and where we might end up seeing a few light snow showers as we head toward the weekend. That's in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
Keeping shoppers safe, the Metro Police plan to ramp up patrols for Black Friday.
And free parking where you can take advantage of that offer here in Music City on Friday.
Metro Police will step up patrols to keep Black Friday shoppers safe.
It's important. You're going to notice an increased police presence at the Green Hills Mall, Tanger Outlets out in South Nashville, Opry Mills, as well as Nashville West.
Well, the department says that you'll see extra bike patrols and officers on horseback in some of the shopping areas around the city. Officers will also help direct traffic at Tanger Outlets and Opry Mills. They even plan to have aviation teams flying over shopping areas for added safety.
And as we continue our Black Friday coverage, holiday shoppers are going to be able to get free parking in several lots and garages in the Gulch on Friday. But it is not all free lots down there. We've got these 9 dots on the map. These are the lots where you're going to be able to park for free, and they include the Icon Garage here off of 11th Avenue South. Now, it's all the spots that are owned by Market Street, that one company, and these dots represent each of those. And you can find this map so you can take a closer look at the free spots for yourself on our website, fox17.com.
She's never been charged with abuse, neglect, drugs, anything. Yet somehow, Nikisha Moore, a Nashville mom, has lost her child to DCS for 10 years. The heartbreaking story is next.
Doing away with diversity programs, the retailer putting a stop to its DEI policies.
Fox 17 News investigates a Nashville mom fighting DCS, essentially the state, to get her son back for 10 whole years. Now, she finally won her case. This is in the Tennessee Supreme Court. But 18 months after that, she still doesn't have custody.
In tonight's Fox 17 News investigation, Nikisha Moore says DCS still won't even let her see her son. Dennis Ferrier has this mother's heartbreaking story.
Imagine fighting DCS for 10 years in court to get your child back, even though you've never been charged with child neglect, abandonment, or abuse. Nashville's Nikisha Moore isn't imagining this. She's living it, and it is as awful as it sounds.
Nikisha Moore's son Marcus had a rough start, in and out of the hospital from day one. Nikisha says doctors told her he would have serious health problems for a long time.
But it was just like, okay, this is going to be my reality. I'll be able, let me take him to the doctor.
While Marcus was in Vanderbilt Hospital, abuse was reported. DCS took him from Nikisha at 6 months. All she could do was hire a lawyer and fight.
They found all these fractured ribs. Well, it's very noticeable that none of these ribs are broken. They're fractured, and they're all at various stages of healing is what they call it. There's no bruises, there's no contusions, there's no other signs of abuse, but you have these fractured ribs.
You also have these images of Marcus's skull that shows soft spots, more proof that this is a medical condition called osteopenia. But DCS didn't buy it. The agency said either Nikisha or the dad hurt Marcus. 10 years later, his room remains empty. 10 years later, she still doesn't have visitation even after the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled there's no proof Marcus was a victim of child abuse. Yes, the Supreme Court ruled she should not have had her parental rights terminated, but that just threw it all back to a lower court to fight more with DCS.
I had to withdraw my 401k and also borrow money from other people and still in debt.
Why does DCS continue to fight the reunion of a mom and her son? DCS has no comment. The agency does not comment on active cases. Meanwhile, there are just a handful of photos. Those dreadful early days of back and forth to the hospital. She had some visitation until Marcus turned 4. No photos, no mothering, no I love you, just silence and worry.
What do you want to say to Marcus?
That I love you, and I'm fighting for you, and I'm never going to give up. And as long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to keep fighting. And it's not fair. And I just want you to know that I do love you. I love you, and I never said that I wanted you out of my home, so I never want you to feel that way. And I'm still here fighting for you, and you have a sister who loves you, and I can't wait for y'all to meet each other.
Marcus has a sister he doesn't know, Marley, 6 years old. She's in science club and garden club and gymnastics and is taking piano lessons. DCS never even inquired about her. Wouldn't an awful, abusive mom hurt all her children?
Nobody even been to my home to even see my home, to see the interaction with my child or anything. I told them I had a child, and it was like nothing. I didn't even get a reaction out of it.
And isn't that proof?
Yes, that's proof that I'm a good mother, and it's a living witness. She's here.
We want you to think about one more thing. Nikisha Moore has never been charged with any crime. Never. No neglect, no abuse, no abandonment, no charges ever. Can you believe DCS can just take your child away without criminal charges, without a jury trial? All you can do is fight them in court. And even if you win, you might lose.
We have an agency called the Department of Children's Services, and that's not what it is at all. It is a quasi-law enforcement agency who is putting 90% of their resources into prosecuting parents.
Nikisha Moore will keep this room ready with a flicker of hope only a mom could understand.
DCS uses child confidentiality to refuse to comment on its cases, but it also gives them an excuse not to explain themselves, doesn't it? I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Coming up, we're talking more about Thanksgiving Day. And boy, we're talking about at least, I would say, mid-40s as we head through Thanksgiving afternoon. But it's going to be chilly throughout the day for sure here. We start off with a look at our forecast for the afternoon. Again, mostly cloudy skies will be the story. And we'll be looking at mid to upper 40s throughout the day. Let's take a wider look, though, of the country and what we're facing as we head through Wednesday, a big travel day for tomorrow. Showers here around 6 p.m. as we head through the evening hours. And then as we get into the overnight, that's really where we're looking at more of those showers to push through. Thursday morning around 6 a.m. we're looking at rain to continue mainly east toward East Tennessee, but a few more rain showers will be possible as we head through Thursday night. And then going into Friday, not looking too bad here. We stay relatively dry. It'll be cold, but we do look at dry conditions for anyone that may be doing any traveling over the next few afternoons. Great reminder for you, if you're going to be out and about, the Code Red weather app is a great tool to have. It travels with you and will send you alerts where you are at. Make sure you scan the QR code here. It is a free app to download and really is a great tool to have in your pocket all times of day.
Another big U.S. corporation rolls back its diversity programs. I'm Kayla Gaskins in Washington with which company and why, straight ahead.
And buyer beware how to avoid cyber crooks when you are shopping for deals online. New tonight, America's largest retailer is rolling back its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies.
Fox 17 News' Kayla Gaskins has a reaction to Walmart's decision from Capitol Hill. By the way, you can let us know what you think by scanning that QR code that will appear here shortly on your screen during the story.
Ahead of the busy holiday shopping season, Walmart attempting to make it clear they are not what critics call a woke corporation.
The company moving away from using the term, quote, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Walmart will no longer sell LGBTQ-themed items marketed to kids. They'll also stop using the term Latinx and halt donations to the nonprofit Center for Racial Equity.
What we're trying to do is to ensure that every customer, every associate feels welcome.
Walmart joins a growing list of companies rolling back DEI initiatives amid mounting pressure from conservatives, including John Deere, Ford, Toyota, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, and Coors. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, GOP lawmakers aiming to make the same changes within the federal government, introducing the Dismantle DEI Act.
The Biden-Harris administration has forced DEI initiatives into nearly every agency and program within the federal government.
It is a rejection of the principles that people should be judged on the content of their character and their individual achievement rather than their sex, race, national origin, or ethnicity.
Democrats passionately disagree.
We're a lot stronger when we include everybody. A federal workforce that actually reflects the diversity of our country makes us stronger.
Donald Trump has made fighting wokeness a main goal of his second term, not just in corporations and government, but also in the education system. The Wall Street Journal reporting he's invited noted DEI and education critic Christopher Rufo to Mar-a-Lago.
We will cut federal funding for any school or program pushing critical race theory, gender ideology, or other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto our children.
Many of Trump's picks for key positions are harsh critics of DEI, expected to do away with diversity programs implemented by the Biden-Harris administration. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
Well, during that story, we had a QR code linked up to this poll tonight asking the question, do you agree with the push to end DEI programs and corporations in the federal government? Here are the results on your screen. 866 people weighing in tonight. 92.3% say yes, they agree. 7.7% say no. Thanks for voting.
Just to add a roadmap to safe online shopping, the red flags to watch for this holiday season.
And taking advantage of your retirement, the best Tennessee counties to call it a career.
And coming up, we'll talk more about the potential for a few light snow showers as we head toward the weekend. When and where we could expect them in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
Is about to kick into high gear this year. 190 million Americans are expected to do at least some of their shopping online, and that makes this the busy season, if you would, for cyber criminals. Joining us now in studio is Scott Augenbaum, a former FBI agent, retired now, spent his career focusing on cybersecurity. Scott, first of all, we normally do this on Zoom. Great to have you in studio like this. Online shopping, obviously wildly popular. My question is, what's the single biggest mistake that people make that could result in them being a victim?
They're underestimating the cyber criminals. The cyber criminals don't care. It's the holiday season. And the day after Cyber Monday, we're all going to get emails from either Amazon, Best Buy, Costco, the post office saying our package has been delayed in shipping, or even our credit card company or our bank saying that there's a problem. We need to think before we get these emails.
Now, you mentioned email. I get a lot of emails from people that I do business with, links saying, leading you to something we hope you'll buy. And obviously they're thinking, if you buy from me, you'll spend your money here rather than somebody else. Most of them are legit, but some of those links are going to take me down a rabbit hole. How do I know it's a legit link rather than one where somebody's trying to get me?
If it looks too good to be true, it usually is. The cyber criminals know this. They're preying on us. They all know that we're short on money. We're looking for the best deal. So go to legitimate retailers.
Now, sometimes I look at ads on Facebook and I'm tempted to think, well, because it's on Facebook, this retailer has bought an ad, they must be okay. But then when I get into it further, I feel like it's shaky ground. Am I wrong to think I can trust it because they're on some website that I know?
You are not wrong. You're right. You're using your good instincts here. The cyber criminals are compromising legitimate Facebook accounts, and they are pretending to be legitimate sellers, and they're tricking you into sending them money, and your holiday season will be ruined.
Next, I'm going to have to cancel my credit card. Speaking of which, how should I pay? Some people do debit, some people do credit, some people use PayPal. How should I pay for these things?
I recommend to my friends and family, use a credit card. You have so much more protection. When you have your debit card and the bad guys get your money, you're struggling with the bank. You might even be struggling with PayPal. But when you're using a credit card, you don't have to worry.
Now, let's say I wanted to get, somebody in my family a certain pair of shoes, and I go online and I think I'm shopping on a secure website, but maybe I'm not. How do I know, and why is that important?
It's really important to make sure that you're going to the legitimate website. You want to make sure it says HTTPS at the end to make sure. But remember, the bad guys can register domains in that name. You have to do a little digging. Don't go to the first one that you see.
Just do some homework. All right, retired FBI agent, cybersecurity expert Scott Augenbaum in studio with us. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Well, in tonight's Fox 17 News viewer poll, we want to know about your holiday shopping plans. Do you do the majority of your holiday shopping online in person, or are you just not really planning on shopping this year? This poll is still live, over 200 people weighing in tonight, and the majority of folks, 70%, say they do the shopping online, 11.3% are shopping in person, and 18.6% say they are not shopping this year. This poll is still live, so there's time to get your votes in. You can scan the QR code there on your screen. It will take you over to our X page. You can find it by our handle, which is at Fox Nashville, and we will show you these updated numbers tonight at 10.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Cold out there, starting to feel a bit like the holidays, and our Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan is here with that, along with details of a weather special tomorrow.
Yeah, this is going to be tomorrow night, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, a half hour of all things weather. Of course, I'll have the winter outlook
how much snow we're going to get. I always get that question, of course. What it means to have a weak La Nina in play. So that's what we're looking at. It looks like a weak La Nina may set up for us and what that means for our weather pattern. More importantly, too, we're going to talk about severe weather in the winter months. Unfortunately, we have a lot of severe weather in the winter months. At least we're starting to see more of it in the last several years. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and, of course, how to stay safe. And really, if you're a new resident within the last few years, this really is a good special for you to watch and pay attention to because it'll give you some great information about Middle Tennessee weather in general. All right, speaking of Middle Tennessee weather, we're talking about a big cold snap on the way by the end of the week. And we're looking at a new record likely here. Latest first fall freeze is the 27th. That's tomorrow. And it does not look like we're going to get below freezing here in Nashville. We will stay just above it. So we will have a new record for latest first fall freeze, which will occur by Friday morning with this big cold snap coming in. Morning lows over the next few mornings here are just going to be quite cold. Even some teens possible as we head into early next week. So this is not going to be a 1 or 2 day type of cold snap. It's going to be around for a while. And with that, the potential for a little bit of light snow will be possible for us as we get into Saturday night. So Saturday night, we're looking at a clipper coming in from the north. These are usually very quick. They come in and they move out quickly. But this is what Future Track is showing right now. Saturday morning at 8 a.m., you can see this little batch of snow starting to push southward here. We get into the afternoon hours, some light snow showers will be possible, I would say, along and north of I-40. Again, these are not big snow makers for us, but it is possible that we find some light snow as we head into, I would say, Saturday night. So a dusting may be possible up in our southern Kentucky counties along the Tennessee and Kentucky border. And then I-40 and north, maybe looking at some light snow showers with little to no accumulation. Next several days are looking quite cold from Thanksgiving beyond, with temperatures afternoon highs in the upper 30s early next week.
Taking a live look now over Nashville tonight, why a new study shows you may want to retire here.
And the volunteer spirit on display, how country star Tracy Lawrence and friends are helping to serve thousands of Thanksgiving meals. Get this, Nashville is among the top places in the state to retire.
And that's according to a new study from Smart Asset looking at tax friendliness, medical care, and social opportunities. Cumberland County comes in first place. Williamson County named the second best place to retire. Sullivan, Loudoun, and Hamilton counties follow, and Davidson County ranking number 6 in the state as the best place to retire.
All right, check this out. A new look of sorts for Metro police cars. 16 new silver and gray Ford Explorers will be on the street starting tomorrow with the new Nash PD logo. Still says Metro Police on the back there. Now, police say you will see many of these vehicles in the downtown entertainment district.
Serving others where all these deep fried turkeys are going, and the country star behind it all.
In your community, country star Tracy Lawrence continuing a Thanksgiving tradition by cooking up free turkeys for families in need.
Fox 17 News' Johnny Maffey talking to the star about why he keeps doing it year after year.
Can you paint me a turkey fry?
I guess if I have to. Yeah. I can paint you anything for $20.
Tracy Lawrence's Mission Possible turkey fry started back up in 2006 with about 100 turkeys, but now
we plan to feed about 25,000 meals the week of Thanksgiving, so it's really grown. We're going to cook about 1,600, which is a huge amount compared to what we've done in years previously, and give away another 1,500 or so to the local communities.
The birds dropped just after 8 a.m. Takes about 40 minutes at 375 degrees, and the Coast Guard vets were working one of the pits.
Got to get them to 165, then we take them down. They double check them, wrap them, put them in warmers, and then they go off to people that need them.
The turkeys head to places like the National Rescue Mission and other organizations that help feed people in need this time of year.
I think Nashville's such a great city. It has such a giving heart. There's so many people that love to give back and share and fellowship with each other. You know, this is just one of the great operations that are in this town.
The day wraps up with a benefit concert downtown at Category 10. In Nashville, I'm Johnny Maffey, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.